Right now, you may be sensing something inside you that you can't quite define. It isn't sadness, and it isn't peace either. It's a quiet, hollow feeling where urgency used to live. That inner fire that once demanded answers, action, and control has softened into silence. You might have noticed you're no longer obsessed with checking your phone, your messages, or your bank balance every hour. The things that used to stir anxiety or excitement now feel strangely neutral. It's as if life has taken a deep breath, and for the first time in a long while, so have you. You might even feel a little guilty about this detachment, wondering if you've given up on something, or if you've simply stopped caring. But what's really happening is far from defeat. This isn't the end of your striving. It's the beginning of your receiving. What you're feeling is not emptiness. It's clearing. It's the calm before the bloom, the silence before the arrival. The universe is creating space within you, so something far greater can find a home. That pause, that strange quiet, is not a punishment or loss. It's preparation. You're in the energetic stillness that comes before movement, the invisible shift that always precedes abundance. There's a sacred moment that exists between desire and fulfillment. Most people never notice it because they're too busy chasing what they want. They run, they push, they demand, never realizing that the very energy of grasping pushes what they seek further away. But you've stepped into a different current. You've stopped wrestling with life and started listening to it. You've surrendered not in weakness, but in wisdom. Think about how a river moves. It doesn't fight the rocks in its path. It glides around them. It doesn't demand to know how or when it will reach the ocean. It trusts the flow to take it there. That's where you are now, in the flow, not the fight. Somewhere along the way, without even realizing it, you stopped forcing outcomes. You began choosing peace instead of panic. You started letting go, not out of exhaustion, but out of clarity. This shift didn't happen overnight. It built quietly, the way dawn builds beneath the horizon long before the sun is visible. You began to see problems not as punishments, but as reroutes. You felt patience replacing panic. The same way nature reorganizes after a storm, your inner world has been quietly rebalancing itself, preparing you to handle the blessings you once prayed for. The universe doesn't respond to logic. It responds to energy. When you cling to something in desperation, it vibrates with lack. It can't come closer because your energy is pushing it away. But when you release your grip, when you stop demanding and start allowing, you create a magnetic pull. You become a match for what you desire. This is not magic. It's resonance. You've shifted from the frequency of fear to the vibration of faith. And now everything that once felt distant can finally find its way to you. You've probably noticed small changes already. Situations that once filled you with anxiety now feel manageable. Conversations that used to leave you drained no longer hold your attention. You're not escaping your reality. You're elevating above it. You've stopped seeing every obstacle as a personal attack and started recognizing it as part of a larger orchestration. This calm you feel is not numbness. It's mastery. It's the peace that comes when you stop confusing struggle with progress. This emotional steadiness didn't come from a book or a course. It came from endurance, from years of lessons, losses, and late-night realizations that shaped your inner strength. What's dissolving now are the energetic knots that used to hold you in tension. Every release, every breath, every moment of non-resistance is recalibrating your signal. And as your energy clears, your outer world begins to rearrange itself in response. You may find yourself making decisions that feel effortless, almost instinctive, saying no to invitations that don't excite you, stepping away from conversations that drain you, setting boundaries without guilt. These aren't random acts. They are signs that your intuition is online again, that your internal compass has been reset. You're no longer chasing validation. You're moving in alignment. What's happening inside you is a quiet revolution. Your mind, body, and spirit are reorganizing themselves around a higher frequency. The things that used to require discipline now come naturally. The boundaries that once felt forced now feel peaceful. The dreams that used to feel distant now feel inevitable. You are being fine-tuned, prepared to carry a higher level of abundance without collapsing under its weight. And what's most fascinating about this phase is how ordinary it feels. You're not levitating. You're not walking around in constant bliss. Instead, life simply feels lighter, simpler, cleaner. Tasks that used to overwhelm you now feel doable. Conversations flow more naturally. The things you once dreaded now unfold with ease. This isn't because life suddenly became easier. It's because you've stopped resisting it. When your energy is no longer scattered across worries and unfinished desires, it condenses into something powerful, like a laser replacing a flickering bulb. You become focused, clear, effective. People will start to notice. They'll tell you that you seem different, calmer, more confident, more radiant. They won't know what changed, but you will. It's not that you're doing more, it's that you've stopped doing what drains you. Abundance doesn't show up as a reward for overexertion. It arrives when there's finally space for it to land. Imagine your life as a cluttered room, filled with outdated beliefs, old stories, and people who no longer fit. When you clear that space, when you stop clinging to what no longer serves you, something new can enter naturally. Every time you chose peace over argument, or patience over panic, you were opening a window. You've been preparing, one small release at a time. The emptiness you sometimes feel isn't a void. It's the fertile soil of your becoming. New energy can only enter when old energy has left. That's why abundance often appears only after you stop running after it, because chasing keeps you focused on its absence, while stillness magnetizes its presence. You've probably noticed your relationship with time shifting too. You no longer live inside the constant countdown of when. You're not obsessing over future milestones or replaying past regrets. You're inhabiting the now, the only place abundance can actually reach you. This isn't something you force through meditation or routine. It's a natural byproduct of surrender. When you stop rushing toward what's next, you start noticing what's already here. This presence you feel is power. When your awareness stops scattering into what was and what could be, it collects into what is. And that's where life happens, where opportunities emerge, where doors open, where synchronicities align. You've entered the flow where blessings find you, not because you chased them, but because you finally stood still long enough to be seen by them. The shift within you is creating ripples around you. People may respond differently, more gently, more respectfully. Opportunities may begin showing up without you seeking them. Resources appear just when you need them. This isn't coincidence, it's coherence. Your inner state and outer reality are syncing up. Your intuition has become louder, clearer. You may find yourself predicting conversations, avoiding traffic without knowing why, sensing truths about people before they reveal themselves. That's your inner guidance reawakening after years of static. The noise that once clouded your instincts, fear, overthinking, self-doubt, is finally quiet. In its place is an elegant simplicity. You just know. Most people drown their intuition with noise, endless scrolling, worrying, comparing, and seeking approval. But you've been naturally turning inward, not through discipline, but through exhaustion with the external. The more you listen to yourself, the more the universe can speak to you through synchronicities, signs, and perfect timing. You'll begin noticing how easily the right things align. The phone call that comes at the right moment, the person who says exactly what you needed to hear, the idea that shows up out of nowhere. These aren't accidents. They're evidence of your energy becoming magnetic, coherent, and open. You've stopped chasing and started attracting. Even your sense of time feels different now. Hours pass peacefully. You no longer feel that constant background anxiety about productivity or worthiness. You're not measuring your value in checklists and achievements. This isn't laziness, it's liberation. You've realized your worth doesn't depend on how much you do, but on how fully you exist. This spaciousness is where miracles breathe. When you stop rushing, the right connections appear naturally. When you're not grasping for control, divine timing unfolds effortlessly. The pause between your effort and its result becomes sacred instead of stressful. You might even notice your sleep changing. Deeper rest, more vivid dreams, inspired mornings. That's your subconscious syncing with the new energy pattern. Your body, too, is recalibrating. You may crave simplicity, lighter foods, quieter spaces. You're aligning physically to hold the vibration you've been cultivating spiritually. Your environment will follow suit. You'll find yourself cleaning, organizing, giving things away. rearranging your home for more light and space. It's not random, it's energetic. Your outer space always mirrors your inner clarity. As you declutter within, your surroundings evolve to reflect that freshness. Relationships, too, are shifting. Some are deepening, others are dissolving. Not through conflict, but through natural alignment. You no longer chase people's approval or beg for understanding. You're simply becoming too peaceful to entertain chaos. The ones meant for you will stay. The ones who can't match your vibration will quietly fade. That isn't loss, it's alignment. Your relationship with money is changing as well. You're not obsessing over lack anymore. You're not panicking over every expense. Instead, you're beginning to sense that abundance isn't something to earn. It's something to allow. Money is energy, and your energy now carries trust instead of fear. This doesn't mean you're careless. It means you act from confidence rather than scarcity. You might buy the better coffee, take a spontaneous trip, or say yes to something joyful without counting every penny. Each of these small acts is proof that your frequency is shifting from survival to sufficiency. You're signaling to life, I am ready to receive. But perhaps the most profound change is your relationship with uncertainty. Where you once demanded clear answers, you now find peace in the unknown. You've stopped trying to control every scene of your story and begun trusting the author. You understand that the unseen is working in your favor, even when nothing seems to move. This isn't apathy, it's sacred trust. You've stopped forcing doors open and learned to recognize when they're simply not meant for you. At least, not yet. You've accepted that divine timing is precise, even when inconvenient, that every delay is protection, every detour a redirection. And now, the universe is responding. The final pieces are shifting quietly into place. Your energy signature, the invisible code that broadcasts who you are and what you're ready for, has been rewritten. Your frequency is clear. Your heart is open. Your resistance is gone. Abundance isn't coming as a prize for your effort. It's arriving because you've become a vessel that can finally hold it. You're no longer pushing it away with fear, guilt, or unworthiness. You're available now, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. You've done the work. Not the loud kind, but the silent, sacred kind. The kind that happens when no one's watching. The kind that happens through surrender, patience, and faith. And because of that, what you've been asking for is already on its way. The shift is complete. The river of your life is moving again. Not through force, but through flow. The blessings meant for you have always been traveling toward you. And now, with all the clutter cleared and the noise quieted, they can finally arrive. So trust the stillness. Trust the pause. Trust that the emptiness you feel is not the absence of life, but the space where new life is taking root. Everything you've been waiting for is already on its way. You are not falling behind. You are being aligned. You are ready now.